Well, ladies and gentlemen, before we hit Speed Weeks at Daytona, we have a special event for you here in the Castrol GTX Cup Series to kick off Season 12. And I've been wanting to do this for a long time since I've gotten this track. This is the Lucas Oil Off-Road Series track at Las Vegas, Nevada, here at Sin City. And so this will be a 3-heat race in the Castrol GTX Cup Series, since this track can only fit 20 cars. I should say 21 actually, but whatever. But anyway, how this race will work here. This is an off-road track for these cars. How this will work: Heat 1 consists of the first half of the field and stuff, and Heat 2 will be the second half of the field, and the top 10 in each of the first 2 heats will go on to the main event. And the winner of the main event, of course, is the overall winner of the race. So this is the lower number cars, I guess you might say. The first heat and the second heat will be the higher number cars. So that's pretty much how this whole thing will work. Here, so they qualified, of course, for how in both heats. So with that said, here is your starting lineup here for the Lucas Oil Off-Road Challenge here at Las Vegas, the Lucas Oil Off-Road Racetrack. On the pole, it's Preston Plord, car number 18, Interstate Battery Chevy Lumina, and he'll be alongside number 12, Jeremy Doobie, in the Webessis Buick. Row number 2 has Sean Galligan, the number 17 Tide Chevrolet, and alongside of him is Austin Talley, the number 21 Citgo Ford. Row number 3 has Joshua Osborne, car number 19, the Bullseye Barbecue Sauce Ford Thunderbird. He'll be alongside the Snickers Buick of Darian Taylor. He'll be starting alongside. Row number 4 has Mayonnaise, Charles Jackson, number 5 Levi Garrett Chevrolet. And he'll be alongside the Season 11 champion at the Castrol GTX Cup Series, Jessica Shelton, the number 9 Coors Light Melling Ford Thunderbird. Of course, you know she likes the Bill Elliott cars, of course. Row 5 is PJ Williams, the number 15 Motorcraft Ford Thunderbird, a new ride this season for PJ. And he'll be alongside the number 14 Copenhagen Oldsmobile of Grant Thomas, the newcomer, one of the newcomers in this series. And he'll be running for Rookie of the Year. Another rookie in the series, and actually an NR3 veteran who's making his first ever try in the series. This is William Duncan, the number 22 Maxwell House Ford. He starts inside of row number 7, I should say, excuse me. He'll be alongside Joshua Collar, the number 4 Kodak Film Chevrolet. Hey. Nope. Excuse me. Kyle Sosnowski is alongside William Duncan, excuse me. Joshua Collar's on the outside of the next row. He'll be alongside the 20 of Dalton Day, who's on the inside of the same row in the Crown Petroleum Oldsmobile. Then it's Joshua Collard in the number 4 Kodak Film Chevrolet. Then the next row down is Ann Batson, the number 3 GM Goodwrench Chevrolet, and alongside of her, the number 6 Strolight Ford of another rookie, Brody Talley, one of the rookies in the series. Dylan Young has the inside of the next row down in the number 2 Miller Genuine Draft Pontiac, and he'll be flanked by Johnny Gardner, number 11 Budweiser Ford, and then starting shotgun in the field, returning to the series again, another one returning to the series. Here, Trent Dunham, the number 1 Skull Classic Ford Thunderbird. And that's your starting lineup for heat number 1 in the Lucas Oil Off-Road Challenge. From Lucas Oil Off-Road Speedway in Las Vegas. And just moments away from giving the command to fire the engines. And you'll be seeing why this track is recommended by myself to do heat races and what have you. Other than, of course, in Eldora. And here comes the command to fire them up here at Vegas.
Drivers, start your engines.
Hang in the fire the engines. As we are set to go, Preston Plord on the pole for the race at 64 miles an hour. That's the pole speed for this event. And pace car is already off on the pit road. Caution, there will be no cautions in this event, by the way. So the green flag about to wave here at Las Vegas. Jeremy Doobie and Preston Plord leads them down, and here we go. And that's the start where the start-finish line is at. The green flag is already waved. As soon as the pace car hits pit road, Jeremy Doobie jumps out to the lead right now. 10 laps it'll be 10 laps per segment here at Las Vegas. And you can see how wild they get on the first lap. And oh, Preston Plord, he spins the pulse over the event. And meanwhile, battling going on between Darian Taylor and Sean Galligan for position. But Preston Plord already has spun in the first laps of the race. Plord's already dropped back to the 5th position, now getting underneath Charles Jackson for the number 4 position. And now trying on, actually, no, he's in 5th position now. Trying on Joshua Osborne for the number 4 position. First lap led by Jeremy Doobie as we continue to watch Sean Galligan and Darian Taylor go at it. Osborne's in 4th position. 5th is Preston Plord. 6th, Charles Jackson. 7th, Jessica Shelton. And oh, we got a log jam a little bit coming down on that jump. Up front there's Jackson, Plord, Osborne, and Galligan all get tangled up. So is Darian Taylor. And oh, Jackson gets the wall just a little bit. 3 wide going into this turn. And Jessica Shelton tries to get up underneath Darian Taylor for position. And now Kyle Sosnowski sneaks up underneath both of them. A lot of 3 wide action on this track. And now Osborne, and Osborne loses control and into the wall he goes! Osborne was trying for 3rd spot, into the wall he goes, and now he's out of the top 5. Meantime, Jeremy Doobie still leads the race here. Number 12, Ray Best's Buick. Sean Galligan is 2nd. Preston Plord and Charles Jackson battling for 3rd spot now, as now Kyle Sosnowski and Darian Taylor is trying to go at it. Jessica Shelton got a little stuck just a little bit on the last part of the mini jumps, but now gets up underneath William Duncan as now Darian Taylor loses some spots a little bit, and whoa, he and Dalton Day get a little cozy there coming out, and 3 wide racing between Taylor and Dalton Day. As now PJ Williams gets into the mix now. The 10th position, as I said before, is the final transfer spot. So these drivers will be going all out. And Dylan Young making his way up to the field. Now, remember, he started in the rear of the field there. He started 17th out of the 19 cars in this heat. There was 19 cars per heat race. And of course, the top 10 advances, as I said, into the main event. Top 10 of both heat races. And now PJ Williams bumps Dalton Day. They almost got 4 wide. Dylan Young almost made it 4 wide at this point of the track. And still 3 wide, but here between Taylor, Day, and now PJ Williams is backed out of it. Now falls in the clutches of Dylan Young. As meanwhile, Austin Talley and Jessica Shelton go at it with Ann Batson shoving Jessica. But Talley holds on to the position. Just tremendous racing here at the Las Vegas off-road race circuit. As we're now working on the 5th lap of the race here, almost halfway through. And you can see on these mini jumps, they take it just a little bit slow there because this track here is mainly built for off-road race trucks. It sits a whole lot higher than these NASCAR cars do, because they're not used to having just mini, doing big jumps, but nonetheless, they are beating the heck out of these machines there. That's why I guess you might say that's why they bring 2 cars, a backup car for the heat race, as if they advance. But right now, Jeremy Doobie's got them all in his rearview mirror. Doobie's led from the very start. He was outside pole sitter for the event. Sean Gallagher is in second position still. Third is Preston Plord. Fourth is Charles Jackson. Fifth, Kyle Sosnowski. Sixth is Grant Thomas. Seventh is William Duncan. Eighth position is Dalton Day. Ninth, Darian Taylor. And 10th position now belongs to Dylan Young. Austin Talion, 11th. 12th, PJ Williams. 13th, Jessica Shelton. 14th, Ann Badson. Johnny Gardner getting around Joshua Collard for 15th. And oh, Brody Talley gets bumped just a little bit. Brody got bumped a little bit by Trent Dunham in number 1. And Trent flies by. Brody taking the only straight shot around these little jumps there on that one part. And Trent drives away from Brody just a little bit. As meanwhile, Jeremy Doobie has 4 laps to go. Got a rather comfortable lead right now, and these cars are taking a whole lot of punishment. On these tracks, as you can tell by the scrapes and the beats and the bangs on these cars. And whoa, Kyle Sosnowski got a little close there to Charles Jackson. Positions remain status quo just a little bit. Check and see what's going on here. Brody Talley is now the last position right now at this point. Really no battles on the racetrack right now, really, as we watch Dalton Day in the 8th position right now. He's near the last transfer spot right now, belongs to Dylan Young in 10th. He started 17th, as I said. Darian Taylor in 9th position. 8th is Dalton Day. 7th is William Duncan. 6th, Kyle Sosnowski, as Grant Thomas goes around and gets around him for 5th. Charles Jackson remains 4th. 3rd remains Preston Plord. 2nd, Sean Gallagher. And Jeremy Doobie remains number 1 at the moment. As he'll round the final turn, he'll have 2 laps to go. This track is 1 mile in length. And Doobie comes around. He's got 2 laps to go in this heat race. Doobie last season drove the number 29 Cartoon Network Chevrolet. The last time we've had the late 90s cars. Now with the number 12 Bobby Allison Motorsports Buick. And this car proves to be a very well-tuned car for Doobie, at least in this heat race it is. He's got a very comfortable lead right now over Sean Gallagher at the moment. There's Gallagher in 2nd place there, the number 17 Tide Chevrolet. Gallagher got on a hot streak the last part of the last season. In season 11, winning with wins at Texas and Phoenix. And came up with a 15th place run at Homestead, the season finale. As Doobie now sees the white flag, he has 1 lap remaining in the race now in heat number 1. As we watch as Doobie maneuvers the track now. And taking those little bit jumps at about 20 miles an hour here. They slow down just a little bit. The fastest lap so far out of Doobie has been 62 miles an hour. So these cars are about to run laps at over 60 miles an hour. Doobie has about 4 more turns remaining on this racetrack here as he goes down this long straightaway. Off the final turn he comes, and heat number 1 is now history here at the Lucas Oil Off-Road Course at Las Vegas. Jeremy Doobie wins heat number 1. 2nd place will go to Sean Gallagher. Third to Preston Plord. Fourth position will go to Grant Thomas. Fifth, Charles Jackson. Sixth goes to Kyle Sosnowski. William Duncan 7th. Eighth, Dalton Day. Ninth place to Darian Taylor. And the final transfer spot will go to Dylan Young. So for the rest of the field in this heat, though, it's pretty much prepare for Daytona for Speed Weeks, as here final rest of the positions. P.J. Williams. Let's give you the finishing results of this race. There it is. Doobie wins the race here. Sean Galligan gave you the top 10 already. 11th position belonged to 11th position belonged to P.J. Williams. Austin Talley was 12th. 13th, Jessica Shelton. 14th, Ann Batson. Johnny Gardner, Joshua Collard, Trent Dunham, Brody Talley. And the only retiree out of the race was Joshua Osborne, who had a good run early on, but apparently something went wrong on Osborne's car. Let's see why he retired out of the race here. But some of the big names making the field. A lot of the big names making the field here in the form of Doobie, Galligan, Plord, Jackson, Sosnowski, Duncan, and Dylan Young. A lot of the veterans. So we know half of the top. So we know half of the main event field is down, or is already advanced. I should say. Excuse me. We'll wait and see what happens in heat number 2. And when that comes up, and we're back now for heat number 2 of the Lucas Oil Off-Road Challenge, and this is the heat that will determine the last half of the main event. Again, the top 10 finishers of this heat will advance into the main event. And here's your starting lineup. On the pole, in the number 31 Mom and Pop Chevrolet, is Dylan Poteet. He'll be alongside Chris Dalton, the number 33 Skull Bandit Oldsmobile. Now, row number 2 is Zed Weinstein, the number 70 Rumpel Furniture Pontiac. Alongside of him is Zachary Fitzwater in the number 30 Country Time Pontiac. Row 3 has Stephanie Naylor in the Quaker State Buick, number 26, and alongside of her, Michael Norman in number 94 Sunoco Ultra Oldsmobile. Row 4, Henrietta Fitzwater in the number 55 Skull Crown Oldsmobile, one of the rookies in the field. And she'll be alongside another rookie in the series, and that would be Arnold Columbia. You remember him from some of the Trent Dunham series? He's in the 27 Kodiak Pontiac. He starts in 8th. Then Kyle Matthews, number 42 Miller Yellow Pontiac, has the inside of row number 5. Alongside Cole Downey in the Jeff Gordon cars, he'll start alongside. Keith Batson in the number 28 Texaco Havlin Ford starts inside row 6, and beside him, Brian Judge in the number 71 Lifeboy Chevrolet, the Dave Marcus car. Joshua Balkin, car 66, has the inside of row number 7. Beside him, Charlie Rodriguez in 75, the Valvoline Pontiac. Then it's Kev Shearer in the number 90 Publix Supermarkets Ford. And he'll be flanked by Seth Cole in the 52 Alka-Seltzer Pontiac. Jordan Newman in 29 and Ian Dutta in 25 had the inside of the next row number 9. And Mike Becker has shotgun in the field in 43. Here comes command to fire him up.
Drivers, start your engine!
And the firing engines, and we are set to go now for the second 10 lap heat. As soon as the pace car knocks off on the pit road, the field will actually automatically get the green flag right when they pretty much go to standing start, like we saw in the first heat. And here we go. And oh, Chris Dalton already spun in his heat. The outside pole setter is already forced to play catch up. Unbelievable start to this heat. Dylan Poteet now jumps out to the lead. Boy, things got pretty wild in the start of the second heat as Michael Norman tries to get on the outside of Zachary Fitzwater. And oh! He just bumps Fitzwater and stops him into the wall. Now comes Stephanie Neuer, car 26, and she's trying to take advantage, and she backs out of it. Doesn't want any of that wild action early. And Fitzwater wasn't pleased with Norman, and he says, that's what you get for stepping me in the wall. Meanwhile, Norman gets past Zed Weinstein for position. Weinstein is in third position now. Norman's in second. And problems for Poteet, the leader. Unbelievable. Zed Weinstein leads the first lap of the race. And now he's got trouble. Or not. Well, he just bumped Zachary Fitzwater a little bit. Now, and Michael Norman back to the lead. Apparently, Weinstein taking it just a little bit slow here on those little jumps, though. But unbelievable. Chris Dalton, the outside pole sitter, gets spun on the start. And Dylan Poteet, the leader of the first lap, or was going to lead the first lap, ends up with trouble on pit road. And I don't know, Poteet, there it is, Poteet in 31. He's in front of Kyle Matthews and Keith Batson. And Poteet was, I don't know what's going on, though. He's, I think, a lap down. I'm not sure. We'll check and see what he's at this time by. As Joshua Balkin goes by him, or tries to go by him in 66. Poteet now rounds off the turn. Here he comes, and he comes across the start-finish line in the 16th position. And oh, problems here already. 27, Arnold Columbia goes around. Got in a little tangle with Stephanie Neuer and Cole Daly. And now Columbia goes back just a little bit. We'll see. This is going to be pretty much a race to see who's going to make the top 10 and who doesn't. The top 10, as I said, advance into the main event. And they are racing like cats. Now remember, they raced this way throughout the first laps of the first heat. But it all calmed down in the second half of the first heat. As now Michael Norman continues to lead the race here with Zachary Fitzwater in second place now. Third, Zed Weinstein. Fourth is Henrietta Fitzwater. Fifth, Kev Shearer. Then Charlie Rodriguez in sixth. Seth Cole in seventh. Eighth, Jordan Newman. Brian Judge runs in ninth. And the transfer spot, final transfer spot, is now currently being held by Ian Dutta. But Cole Daly, he wants it, so does Stephanie Neuer in 26. And you can bet these guys and girls will stop at nothing to try to get it. Well, I'll tell you what, they say off-road racing is down and dirty. We haven't been lying so far in the first heat and, of course, in this second heat. And here comes Daly. Whoa, Daly got a good run on Dutta. And he takes the 10th spot away from Dutta right now as he brings the Jeff Gordon colors up to the top 10 now. But Dutta wants to go back to the inside. He wants to take the spot back. But Daly says, you're going to have to go around me there, teammate. Dutta, you may remember, drove for Joe Gibbs Racing the last couple years in this series. Daly has been with this car since season 9. So the Jeff Gordon cars has worked well. Remember, Daly last season won at Martinsville and Bristol, both on short tracks. And the season before that, he won in Japan. And oh, Daly gets turned sideways. And Joshua Balkin goes around them in car 66. But Daly says, "Nah, I had that spot. I want it back." Just tremendous racing going on. This is going to be one of those tracks where you don't never know what's going to happen. But right now, Michael Norman has them all in his rearview mirror at this point. Norman takes it slow through those jumps, as now here he comes through the Positions right now staying pretty much status quo at this point. Things starting to calm down just a little bit here as Joshua Balkan now has the 10th position. There's the battle going on for 11th. Not for a transfer spot, is now Mike Becker, who started shotgun, gets around Cole Daly, or gets around Ian Dutter rather, or tries to get around, and there's Cole Daly running in 11th. Had the transfer spot there for a while and now gets muscled out of the way by Joshua Balkan. There's going to be a lot of dirt track tempers, I guess you might say, here once this race is all said and done. Becker runs in 13th. Arnold Columbia runs 14th in a moment, one of the rookies. 70 Naylor in 15th. 16th is Kyle Matthews. 17th is Dylan Poteet, the pole sitter for the event. Remember, had to come in for an unscheduled pit stop on lap number 1 while leading the race. Poteet's got 4 laps to try to catch up, though, so I don't know if he'll be able to do it here. But there's 70 Naylor had a little trouble getting off of on the jumps there. You see a lot of cars wrinkled up. The back of Naylor's car wrinkled a little bit. As we watch from on board Kyle Matthews' car, you see right there, you see how wrinkled up Naylor's car is on the back, the Quaker State colors. As Matthews gets passed now by Dylan Poteet. Three laps to go now for the leader, Michael Norman. But right now he's got company suddenly on his back bumper. That's the 30th, Zachary Fitzwater. He's not letting Norman get very far away. Oldsmobile in the lead and a Pontiac in second. Zed Weinstein remains third in the 70 car. He appears to be in pretty good shape to try to make his way into the main event. Weinstein, the Season 9 champ of the series. He won in Season 11 at Talladega in the Amp Energy 500. As Norman comes down for 2 laps to go now. A lot of those cars taking it very carefully through this portion of the track there. Jordan Newman trying to close in on Seth Cole. In 52, Brian Judge in 71. So you look from the copter view. There's a look at Judge's 71 car for Dave Marcus Racing. Judge running in 9th spot right now. Some of the rookies having impressive runs here on their first track, here in this inaugural off-road event for any Intertals 3 series. As meanwhile, Michael Norman, who's had them all in his rearview mirror, comes around for the white flag. He has 1 lap remaining in the event here today. Number 94, Sunoco Ultra Oldsmobile for Billy Hagan Racing. Has dominated since about the 2nd or 3rd lap of this race as they come down. Fitzwater remains 2nd position. Zachary Fitzwater has his Henrietta is doing very well right now in 4th position. She is so really got a mixture between veterans and rookies in this series in the top 10. All getting ready to advance as they come down to the final turn now. Michael Norman has 2 more turns to negotiate. And rounding the final turn, heat number 2 of the Lucas Oil Off-Road Challenge will belong to Michael Norman. He wins the second heat. Second position will go to Zachary Fitzwater. 3rd, Zed Weinstein. Henrietta Fitzwater finishes 4th. 5th, Charlie Rodriguez. 6th, Kev Shearer. 7th is Seth Cole. 8th, Jordan Newman. 9th, Brian Judge. And the final transfer spot in 10th will go to Joshua Balkan. And he will be the final transfer into the field for the main event here at Las Vegas. Only car knocked out of the race was Keith Batson in 28, so it looks like he'll be packing up and head for and prepare for Daytona. So there's your finishing order here. 11th was Cole Daly, 12th Ian Dutta, 13th Mike Becker, 14th Arnold Columbia, Dylan Poteet, the pole sitter, finishes 15th in the race. 70 Naylor, Kyle Matthews, Chris Dallerton, and Keith Batson, the final finishers in the field. Dallerton was on the outside pole for the event and got spun out on the start. So, just incredible, you know, for something like freaking Kyle Petty here. So here we go. We're gonna get set for the main event coming up next here at the Las Vegas, at the Lucas Oil Off-Road Racing Circuit at Las Vegas. Well, here we are, the main event here at the Lucas Oil Off-Road Challenge at the Lucas Oil Off-Road Race Course in Las Vegas. And this is the main event. The top 10 finishers from each of the two heats get the battle for all the marbles for the final 10 laps. And this will be, and the way things have been going, this could be one rough and tough event. And it's and on the pole for today's event, and on the pole, the field lined up by the order of the car numbers. Because I think the field's a little bit screwed up though for some reason. Because anyway, one of the numbers was out of place. But anyway, on the pole for the final event, it's for the final heat. It's Dylan Young on the pole alongside Charles Jackson, car number 5, row 2, has Kyle Sosnowski, and alongside Darian Taylor. Row 3, Jeremy Doobie and Grant Thomas. Row number 4 has Sean Galligan and Preston Plord. Row number 5 has Dalton Day in car 20. Alongside of him, William Duncan in 22. Jordan Newman in number 29. Alongside of him, Zachary Fitzwater in number 30. Henrietta Fitzwater has car number 55 on the next row down. And then it's Joshua Balkin in car 66. Next row down has Zed Weinstein in car number 70. Then beside him, the 71 of Brian Judge. Then it's Charlie Rodriguez and Kev Shearer. And then the winner of the second heat, Michael Norman. And alongside of him, Seth Cole, car 52. Apparently the numbers got a little out of line. So I don't know why Seth's starting in the final spot, though. I don't know why. But anyway, we'll see. But yeah, it's kind of weird, though. Yeah. But Seth starts shotgun in the field alongside with Michael Norman. Norman starts in the 19th position, while Jeremy Doobie, who won the first heat, starts in the 5th spot. They're in the 5th position. There is Doobie, the Rebessis Buick, who led the whole second heat, who led the whole first heat, rather. And there's the pace car. As soon as that ducks off on the pit road, the green flag, the race automatically starts before they get to the start-finish line. So, we had some wild goings on in the first two heats, especially in the start of heat number 2, when the pole sitter, or when actually the outside pole sitter got spun out on the start, and the pole sitter took the early lead and was going to lead the first lap, and then suddenly he had problems and ducked on the pit road and didn't get to lead a single lap. Here, so if anything's going to go this way, we'll see what happens. It's going to be interesting as we get the command to fire him up for the final heat here at Las Vegas.
Drivers, start your engines.
Man, getting fire the engines, and this is it for all the marbles. Got Penske Racing on the front row, on the pole. Hendrick Motorsports alongside Dylan Young and Charles Jackson, 2 veterans in the field. Here we go. The final heat is on. And Darian Taylor a little bit racy. He gets around Charles Jackson. Jackson bumps him just a little bit. And the start-finish line, the green flag falls. Here we go. The final 10 laps of the Lucas Oil Off-Road Shootout. Dylan Young grabs the first spot here. Let's see what happens here. And there's, we got quite a few bumps. And Jackson gets a little sideways. Kyle Sosnowski takes second position away. Grant Thomas now goes into third. Jackson drops to fourth all of a sudden with Darian Taylor in fifth. Dalton Day making his way up to the sixth position now. William Duncan in seventh. Eighth, about for eighth is between Zachary Fitzwater and Sean Galligan. And oh! Jordan Newman gets bumped a little bit by Henrietta Fitzwater at this point. At that point of the track, heading off the final jump of the jumps. As Dylan Young leads the first lap here in the second heat. Kyle Sosnowski trying to keep it close in the second position with Grant Thomas in third spot as we ride along with Kyle Sosnowski. Some ways it's kind of hard to see. It's kind of hard to see with all that dust right in your face. Lap speeds at this track well over 60 miles per hour. As Dylan Young rounds the turn, he has the lead at this point. Sean Galligan getting around Zed Weinstein. Whoa! 3 wide. Norman and Seth Cole and Zed Weinstein got 3 wide coming down to this tight part of the track. And now Charlie Rodriguez moves his way up to the field. So Weinstein losing some positions here. As Seth Cole gets around him. Cole at the 14th position from his last starting spot. Now trying on Michael Norman. And Norman bumps into Sean Galligan. And meanwhile, Cole gets a momentary loss of spot. The Weinstein now gets back up around him. And oh! Norman just punts Sean Galligan hard in the wall he goes. But Galligan gets back going again. Now falls in the clutches of Preston Plord at number 18. Meanwhile, the first heat winner, Jeremy Doobie's in a battle with Kev Shearer. As Shearer gets loose and he falls back a little bit. And Doobie tries to sneak around both Galligan and Plord. Hard to see with all this dust right there. It's hard to see where's where. But meanwhile, Dylan Young has a very comfortable lead right now as we are working the fourth lap of the main event. Grant Thomas is in second place, Darian Taylor in third, fourth Charles Jackson, fifth is Dalton Day, sixth is William Duncan, seventh Zachary Fitzwater, Henrietta Fitzwater's in ninth in eighth. Ninth is Jordan Newman, in 10th position is Kyle Sosnowski. Sosnowski losing some spots a little bit. He was second a little while ago. Joshua Balkin in 11th position, 12th Michael Norman, Seth Cole in 13th, 14th is Zed Weinstein, 15th is Preston Plord, Charlie Rodriguez 16th, 17th is Sean Galligan matching his car number, Jeremy Doobie 18th, Kev Shearer 19th, and whoa, Doobie's got problems and Shearer bumps him. Says, come on, saying, come on, Jeremy, move it or lose it. Anyway, Shearer runs 19th, and that's pretty much all we have right there. So apparently we have one retiree out of the race. But Dylan Young remains hot right now as he knows he's got 5 laps to go. As we said, this is it. This is for all the marbles. Whoever wins this final heat, though, is the winner of the entire event. But for Dylan Young, he hopes this season will be the year he gets his first ever Castrol GTX Cup Series points paying win. This does not count for points, by the way. It's just an exhibition event. But for Dylan Young, he hopes that this will be the year he gets his first Castrol GTX Cup Series victory. He's been close several times, but just cannot seem to close the deal. He did not run in season 11, by the way. His last season was season 10. But seems to have the best luck in car number 2 for some reason for Penske Racing, and he has had some tremendous runs with that car. Not just in this series, but also in the rest of them too, even with the Gen 6 cars. And that's one thing you may have noticed is also with the sounds of these cars, these are Gen 6 sounds we're using with the Cup 90 mods. So, kind of like Cup 1990s model cars with a newer sound to them. Darian Taylor been very impressive so far. He runs in 3rd position right now. Very strong run there. He's a rookie. He's one of those contending for Rookie of the Year, and looks to be one of the favorites for Rookie of the Year this season, by the way. But right now, Dylan Young's got him all in his rearview mirrors. He's got 3 laps remaining now. Check to see what's going on here. Kev Shearer still holds the 18th spot. There's Jeremy Doobie. So pretty much everybody's settled down right now. And oh, Grant Thomas is in the wall! 2nd place runner. And Grant Thomas on pit road seemingly done for the day. Oh my goodness. And that's going to give 2nd place to Darian Taylor. So Dylan Young, everything's going his way right now. Grant Thomas, who was running 2nd a long time, has problems and he's out of the race now. On pit road. So his hopes for a great finish is pretty much down the drain. As Dylan Young leads him down, he has got 2 laps to go in car number 2. Charles Jackson now runs in 3rd position, so he's got a great run for Mayonnaise so far in his initial race with the number 5 Levi Garrett Chevrolet. William Duncan, a great run in 4th position. Now Duncan, I think, is one of the favorites to win Rookie of the Year this season as well. An NR 2003 veteran, but he's no stranger to NR 2003, even though he's a rookie in this series. So William Duncan, one of the projected favorites to win the Rookie of the Year this season for the Castrol GTX Cup Series, which, by the way, goes to the highest finishing rookie in the points chase. But Dylan Young flies down the front stretch. The white flag is waved. He has 1 lap remaining in this 1-mile off-road series circuit. Goes for those mini jumps there. He's got a very comfortable lead right now. Unless something big happens, they're not going to catch this man, Dylan Young. As he rounds through, he's got about half a lap remaining now. The number 2, Miller Genuine Draft, Pontiac. May not have ran pretty good in the first heat. Got him into the main event. And here he comes. He's 2 more turns away. As he rounds the final turn, the inaugural Lucas Oil Off-Road Challenge for the Castrol GTX Cup Series belongs to Dylan Young. He has done it. Here at the Lucas Oil Off-Road Challenge, 2nd place will go to Darian Taylor. 3rd will go to Charles Jackson. 4th, William Duncan. 5th place to Dalton Day. A tremendous run for him. Zachary Fitzwater 6th. 7th, Jordan Newman. 8th, Henrietta Fitzwater. 9th, Kyle Sosnowski. And 10th place will go to Joshua Balkin. But this man dominated the segment that he wanted, that he needed to dominate. Dylan Young, the overall winner of the Lucas Oil Off-Road Challenge And there's your final heat results. Brian Judge was the only car out of the race. But a tremendous win here. Darian Taylor second, Charles Jackson third. We gave you the top 10 already here. Unbelievable. Michael Norman comes in 11th. Seth Cole from last to 12th. A good run for him. Zed Weinstein 13th. 14th, Preston Plord. Charlie Rodriguez 15th. 16th, Sean Galligan. 17th, Kev Shearer. Jeremy Doobie 18th. Grant Thomas, a heartbreaker. He was running second for a long time. Had problems. Ends up a lap down in 19th position. And Brian Judge comes home in last place. So the Lucas Oil Off-Road Challenge is history, as this man, Dylan Young, has won it all here at Las Vegas. And we hope you enjoyed this event, and we will see you for the Daytona 500. Congratulations again to Dylan Young, the winner of the Lucas Oil Off-Road Challenge. And see y'all, and God bless.